The Tuesday, January 13th. Spoilers for Beyond the Gates focus on Anita and Vernon. Now that Anita's first chemo treatment is in the books, she quickly realizes Vernon has been lying to her. Meanwhile, Nicole spirals. Oh, Vernon! He wants to protect his wife from the pain. Knowing he can't do that with the pain Anita is feeling from the cancer treatment, he opted to lie to her about knowing the results of Danny and Nicole's genetic blood tests. He told her he hadn't heard anything, when in fact he knew better. Martin had called him and told him that while Nicole's test came back negative for the BRCA gene, Danny's had come back positive. Vernon couldn't find it within himself to tell Anita the good and bad news while she received her chemotherapy treatment. However, as soon as Anita returns home from chemo, she learns Vernon has been lying to her, and that won't sit well with her. She doesn't want to be protected. She won't want to be coddled. That's not who she is. She will want to be there for her daughters, regardless of the results, and regardless of what she is going through. Vernon should know that by now. Dr. Nicole Dupree is a renowned psychiatrist who wants to be the fixer for her family's problems. But cancer isn't something that can be controlled. Its effects aren't just hard on the body of the person diagnosed with the disease. It's traumatic for everyone in a mental health sense. On Tuesday, look for Nicole to spiral. Seeing what her mother and father are going through, and knowing what Danny is now dealing with is a lot to handle. And this is on top of what Nicole herself has been going through for the last year. It's understandable that she's struggling. The weekly teasers also reveal that the Duprees rally around one of their own while Nicole spirals. This could be about Danny now that the family discovers she tested positive for the BRCA gene. Hopefully, someone from the family will also notice Nicole is experiencing a rough moment, which is not like her at all. Look for Jacob and Elon to have a heart-to-heart. The police chief and the detective haven't exactly been on the same page, either professionally or personally, as of late. So, what will this one-on-one conversation cover? Their personal issues, such as the return of Isaiah, or their professional issues? If their in-depth chat does veer into the professional, does the name Joey Armstrong Kanye come up? Finally, it sounds like Ashley's love life may start turning around on Tuesday. That's when Ashley goes on a date with a coworker. And this colleague of hers looks a lot like Jordi Villasuso, who makes his BTG debut. We first spotted the actor in a special Season 2 promo. In it, his character was out and about and getting cozy with Ashley. And then we learned that his character's name is Grayson Perez, a lab technician at the hospital where Ashley works. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the next 2 weeks, January 12th, 23rd, reveal some major moments on the horizon. Chelsea Hamilton and Naomi Hawthorne undergo testing to see if they have the genetic markers for cancer, while Vanessa McBride will get an update from her children. Plus, Joey Armstrong has a devious plan. What's set to go down in Fairmont Crest over the next 2 weeks? Time to find out. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 12th, 16 suggest that the Dupree family will continue to band together in light of Anita Dupree's breast cancer treatments and in the aftermath of Danny Dupree's positive test results, where the cancer genetic markers are concerned. Danny will struggle with her results this week, as will Nicole Dupree, who may feel guilty that her tests were negative. Of course, Anita will also feel like she's reached her limit, between battling cancer and realizing that Danny is now at risk. One silver lining is that fans will see Pamela Curtis visit her bestie to be by her side to support her during this trying time. With that said, Chelsea will alert Bill Hamilton to what's going on early in the week, but it sounds like this might only cause further drama. Andre Richardson will draw a line in the sand where someone is concerned, and he might likely put Danny's ex-husband in his place. Andre was advised by Ted Richardson to do just this, and Andre may let Bill know that he can be there for his children, but not Danny. In other news for the week of January 12th to 16, Danny will clash with Haley Hamilton. Nothing new here, right? Haley, too, may tell Danny to leave Bill alone and turn to her new husband for support. In related news, Haley will continue to poison Bill, but will he be on to her plan? The Beyond the Gates promo seems to hint at this, but only time will tell. Speaking of Bill, Joey will turn to the lawyer for some legal assistance. Does this have to do with the Doug McBride Free Clinic project he's working on with Leslie Thomas? Then again, Will this have to do with another devious plan Joey has up his sleeve? Elsewhere, Leslie's romance with Detective Marcel Malone will take a turn a little dangerous. Across town, Jordi Villasuso will debut his new character as lab technician Grayson Perez takes Ashley Morgan out on a date during the Tuesday, January 13th episode. From the looks of it, things will get steamy between these two. However, they won't be the only budding couple that sizzles. BTG spoilers for the week of January 12th also imply that things will heat up between Shanice Johnson and Ted, too. Will they heat the sheets? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, during the week of January 12th, 16, Chelsea and Naomi will get tested for the genetic markers, and it looks like they'll learn about the results by the end of the week. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 19 to 23 suggest that the Dupree family could be in for another swerve if Chelsea or Naomi's tests end up being positive. It's unlikely that both women will get the positive test, and it does seem as if Naomi may end up suffering the same fate as her mom. Jacob Hawthorne has been pushing therapy lately, so perhaps all the stress has taken a mental health toll on Naomi, and the test results could push her over the edge. Then again, as Catherine "Cat" Richardson was in denial about getting tested if Nicole was a carrier, and she's besties with Chelsea, so she'd freak if her cousin was at risk. Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate that the McBride twins are headed back to the land of Fairmont Crest very soon. Donald McBride is slated to return for Season 2, and word has it that his twin sister, Deanna McBride, will make a comeback as well. While nothing has been confirmed yet, there's been word that young actress Madison Alsobrook has landed the role, and the two will be hitting the canvas in the weeks ahead. As Joey asked Leslie to name the clinic after Doug, his stipulation for working with her on the project, the twins could return for a gala launch. Then again, maybe they come back for another reason? Beyond the Gates spoilers imply some major moments during the week of January 12th to 16, not to mention a flurry of casting activity to talk about who's coming and who's going on the CBS soap over the next 5 days and beyond. Read more below. Beyond the Gates spoilers confirm that Jordi Villasuso will make his first appearance on the show this Thursday, January 13th, playing lab technician Grayson Perez. He'll have some sizzling moments with Ashley Morgan as he takes the newly single nurse on a date. Interestingly enough, Ben Gavin, who plays Derek Baldwin and is now happens to be off contract for the CBS soap, will also be on the daytime drama this week on Friday, January 16th. Apparently, the firefighter will see something he doesn't approve of. As per X handle, @OLTLD42, model and actress Shantae Parker has joined the cast of BTG and will appear on the show sometime in Season 2. She began filming right before Christmas and should be seen in and around spring 2026. In addition, young actress Madison Alsobrook has landed a big recurring role on Beyond the Gates. It looks like she'll make her debut on the show this February. While the character she's playing has yet to be confirmed, all arrows point to the idea that the actress could be Deanna McBride, Donald McBride's twin sister, and the daughter of Vanessa McBride and the late Doug McBride. In addition, Donald is also returning in Season 2. Tyrell Richardson's girlfriend Jessica is back this coming week, as Cameron Jade makes an appearance, while Detective Marcel Malone, played by Daryl W. Handy, gets more screen time romancing Leslie Thomas. Plus, Pamela Curtis, played by Katie McLean, returns to support her bestie, Danny Dupree, who just found out she carries the cancer genetic marker that her mom, Anita Dupree, has. In other news, Dr. Carlton Fitzgerald, played by Robert Christopher Riley, will be on the canvas during the week of January 12th to 19th, as he has a talk with Ted Richardson. Lastly, Elon Hawthorne will return, played by Malachi Malik, and the character will have a deep conversation with his son, Jacob Hawthorne. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 12th to 16 suggest some bombshells on the horizon in Fairmont Crest. Things heat up for Ted Richardson and Shanice Johnson, while Chesley Hamilton has big news. Plus, Jordi Villasuso's new character debuts. Find out about all the drama that's set to hit Fairmont Crest next week, down below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 12 to 16 imply that in the aftermath of Danny Dupree testing positive for those cancer genetic markers, the family will rally around her, as well as Anita Dupree. In other news, while Nicole Dupree tested negative for markers, she'll spiral out of control. She'll likely feel guilty about being spared. As the week progresses, Anita will feel overwhelmed, and who could blame her? She started her chemotherapy during the Friday, January 9th episode, and between that and Danny's news, she'll feel as if she's reached her limit. Speaking of Danny, she'll also get support in the form of a visit from her bestie, Pamela Curtis. With that said, Danny and Haley Hamilton will clash. Speaking of Danny and Anita, Naomi Hawthorne and Chelsea will get blood drawn for the genetic markers, and it sounds like they'll get the results this week. Chelsea will have big news for the Dupree family, and Naomi will feel a bit of pressure from Jacob Hawthorne. Will he continue to push therapy? Elsewhere, Vanessa McBride will support a friend in need. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 12th imply that Ashley Morgan will go out on a date with Grayson Perez as Jordi Villasuso debuts as the lab technician during the Tuesday, January 13th episode. It sounds like things will get steamy, as the nurse will give both Naomi and Shanice an update the day after. With that said, as the weekend approaches, Derek Baldwin won't be too pleased with what he sees. Will he see Ashley and Grayson together? Speaking of sizzling moments, it sounds like Shanice and Ted could hit the sheets during the Friday, January 12th show. In addition, Ted will ask Eva Thomas that will put her at odds with Catherine "Cat" Richardson. What could this be about? Regardless, as the days go by, Isaiah Hawthorne will comfort Eva about something. Interestingly enough, Joey Lindstrom will turn to Bill for some legal help. What could this be about? Meanwhile, his wife Haley will continue to poison her husband. Will Bill realize what's going on anytime soon? The BTG Weekly Preview suggests he'll be onto her, but this could be a dream or a figment of Haley's imagination. Lastly, Leslie Thomas's romance will take a dire turn. Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Friday, January 12th, 2026. Danny has received the awful news that she is the one carrying the Brescia gene, and Nicole is in the clear, which also means that Kat and Martin are clear too. This news hits like a hammer for Danny, and in Monday's episode, Nicole comforts Danny during a crisis. Danny is worried about the impact on Chelsea and Naomi, and their test results. In Naomi's case, this might further strengthen her argument against having children with her husband Jacob. Last week, we saw Andre have a conversation with his uncle Ted. It was about Bill Hamilton and his continued presence in his wife Danny's life. In Monday's episode, Andre has had enough, and it's time for a change. Andre draws a line in the sand. Aside from that, we'll see a funny scene with Anita talking about Danny's naked behind. Nope, not an ABBA reference, but the same message. Help. In Monday's episode, Chelsea sends an SOS call to Bill. Chelsea is going to let Bill know about Danny's diagnosis and what it means for her and her sister. Of course, Bill will drop everything and run, much to the disgust of Haley, but at this point, who even cares how she feels about anything? After all, she's trying to kill the man. In Monday's episode, Naomi needs an urgent favor from a friend. Seeing as she only has one of those, this is easy to dissect, Ashley. Ashley might be able to put things in perspective with her medical knowledge of the BRCA gene and the testing. Or, she may just give her a recipe for some cookies or something to make her feel better. It really is. This has gone on long enough, and there have been many things that have gotten in the way of this happening sooner. But it's 2026, and we need the air cleared or heated up. In Monday's episode, Ted and Carlton have a long overdue chat. The two haven't been in the same space since the confrontation at the nurse's station, which was set in motion and fueled by Nicole. It would be amazing if Ted and Carlton repaired their friendship. Make sure to check out The Scoop and the next week's sneak peek for a deeper look into what's to come this week and what you have to look forward to from your favorite characters and not-so-favorite characters in the DMV. Beyond the Gates starts the new week with heavy moments for the Dupree family, tension around the genetic tests, and two couples losing control of their feelings. Elsewhere, Danny faces the weight of her results. Anita reaches her breaking point, and other stories begin to collide in ways nobody expected. Keep scrolling to know more. Danny spends the entire week processing the results she never wanted to hear. Her whole family has been supporting her. However, the support comes with its own stress. Vernon tries to hide the truth to protect everyone. However, soon Anita learns what happened. She moves to her daughter's side soon. Elsewhere, Danny also leans on Pamela Curtis. Pamela has arrived to give her the comfort a longtime friend usually gives. Elsewhere, Nicole has tested negative, but even she spirals in her own way. However, she feels guilty when she watches her sister and nieces face something bad. Moreover, Chelsea is worried about her mother's results, and so she turns to Bill. However, it only brings more chaos. It's because Andre doesn't let Bill take over the situation. Ted had wanted him earlier not to let Bill step in, and so Andre is keeping his promise. Even Haley sides with Andre, which causes a clash with Danny. Haley wants to get rid of Bill, and Bill may have already suspected something. When she hands him a cup of tea, he stops her. Elsewhere, Chelsea and Naomi get tested later in the week. However, they get their results quickly. Moreover, in all this chaos, Anita reaches her breaking point. Ashley steps into a new chapter. She goes on her first date with Grayson Perez. Elsewhere, even their chemistry is immediate. Moreover, things move forward quickly than anyone expected. The next day, she tells Naomi and Shanice everything. However, her friends realize that it wasn't just a casual date. And romance in Fairmont Crest doesn't stay simple for too long. Elsewhere, Ashley, Grayson, and Derek will cross paths again. However, it is Derek's reaction that says everything. And even Ashley feels pulled between the two men. Moreover, even Shanice and Ted will have a heated argument this week. Then Ted will ask Eva for something, and this will put pressure on her relationship with Kat. Elsewhere, Isaiah will step in to support her. Moreover, Joey Lindstrom seeks legal help from Bill. For more Beyond the Gates spoilers and updates, keep following Soap Opera Daily. Beyond the Gates caused big scandals in 2005 that shook Fairmont Crest. When Danny Dupree showed up at her ex-husband Bill's wedding with a gun, it caused a year of chaos. When Leslie told everyone that Eva was Ted Richardson's long-lost daughter, secrets came to light. This caused Ted's marriage to Nicole to fall apart. From Haley's plan to poison Bill to death and the strange death of Doug McBride, the season was full of betrayals. Anita Dupree was heartbreakingly told she had cancer at the end of the year. The characters navigate personal crises while maintaining their public images. Long-standing rivalries frequently boil over into public confrontations. Family loyalty is tested by decades-old secrets and sudden arrivals. The show balances corporate intrigue with deeply personal domestic dramas. At the start of the year, Beyond the Gates showed how Danny fired a shot at her ex-husband Bill. His plan to marry Haley, the younger woman he had cheated on her with, made her sad. At the ceremony, Danny wore a black dress and held a gun to the couple's head. She broke a vase of flowers, but no one was hurt. This event set the tone for a year of emotional outbursts with a lot at stake. Ted and Nicole's lives were messed up by Leslie's complicated plan. To get her daughter Eva a job, she ran Nicole's assistant off the road. Leslie told everyone at an anniversary party that she used to date Ted and that Eva was his child. Nicole broke up with Ted right away after this news came out. In the end, Nicole moved on from the betrayal by dating Carlton, Ted's partner, the Articulates reunion, and a tragic connection. Anita convinced her ex-bandmates Sharon and Tracy to do one last show with her. The performance was dedicated to Barbara, a founding member who had killed herself. Leslie turned out to be Barbara's daughter, and the heir to a trust, it turned out. With her newfound money, Leslie bought a house next to Anita's. This action made sure that the women would still be competing with each other. After making up a miscarriage to get people to feel sorry for her, Haley proved to be a dangerous partner. She and Randy, her cousin, planned to kill Bill to get his legal money. Haley began putting poison in Bill's food and drinks whenever she could. She became scared when Lynette, a former crime partner, showed up as Bill's new client. Haley's deadly plan might be found out because of this. Doug got into debt with a casino owner named Joey, which caused Vanessa and Doug's marriage to end. She left her husband behind and went to the tropics with Joey. Doug died in a very strange car accident while she was away. Even though her friends told her not to, Vanessa started dating Joey in public. The party on New Year's Eve was their first public appearance as a couple. Martin couldn't get rid of a secret about a violent event from his childhood. He killed a man to protect Vernon from a racist attack, it was found out. The person who survived that attack went to work at the country club to threaten Martin. A group of men in the area planned to kill the blackmailer to protect their good names. This secret deal added a new level of crime to the area. Chelsea began dating a doctor named Madison after having a one-night stand with a couple. Allison, one half of that couple, became obsessed and, in a fit of rage, took Chelsea hostage. Allison tried to force a wedding and even wore a dress. Even though Allison was caught by police, Chelsea was still very upset about what happened. The kidnapping put a lot of stress on her new relationship with Madison. After moving in together, Ashley and Derek had trouble with their relationship. While Ashley was thinking about how she felt about Andre, Derek was hurt and became paralyzed. Because she felt guilty, she stayed with him and got ready to marry him. She did find out, though, that Derek was lying about the fact that he had partially recovered. She called off the wedding because she thought he was using his injury to get her to do what he wanted. The Dupree family matriarch had an upsetting conclusion to the year. A series of physical exams showed that Anita had triple-negative cancer. This severe form of the disease is very dangerous to her and her family. The condition could be passed on to other family members, doctors said. When this news came out at the end of the year, it shocked everyone. A health crisis shifts the relationship dynamics in Beyond the Gates' upcoming storyline. After Anita tested triple-negative for breast cancer, the Dupree family has been having a hard time. To add to their worries, Danny tested positive for the gene marker for the cancer. As she tries to wrap the bad news around her head, Andra will likely stand firm beside her, while Danny's daughters may ask their father to step in as support. The past week on Beyond the Gates confirmed Anita's health crisis as her treatment for the aggressive breast cancer started. This also necessitated that each of the Dupree women take the gene marker test individually. The viewers saw Kat resisting the idea of getting tested and staying away from her family. At the same time, Anita celebrated a last meal party before her chemotherapy, which brought the rest of the family together. As Nicole and Danny were the first two to take the test, Ted, Bill, and Andre were seen worrying and coming to support the women. While Shanice encouraged Ted to stand by Nicole during these tough times, Andre and Jacob discussed their roles. Moreover, Kat realized her mistake and promised to stay with her cousins and family during this tough time. On Friday, January 9th, 2026, Nicole tested negative for the gene marker, but Danny tested positive, causing the latter and her daughters to become apprehensive. As fans know, the Dupree family is going through a predicament with the family matriarch fighting an aggressive form of cancer. Understandably, the Dupree girls are worried and confused about their condition. As such, Kat, who had isolated herself from her family in confusion, told Ted that she always needed her father. Moreover, Naomi and Chelsea, who are yet to take their gene marker tests, were seen embracing each other for emotional support. The upcoming episode of Beyond the Gates will see Chelsea reaching out to her father. She will likely want comfort and strength from Bill when she gets her blood work done. Since Bill already knows about Danny's test results, he will be ready to come forward to show his support for his daughters and former spouse. While Chelsea may ask her father to stand by her during her emotional need, Naomi will likely go ahead with her marker test. However, she may seek out a friend in Ashley, who recently learned about Danny's test results. As already mentioned before, after Anita's cancer diagnosis, Nicole and Danny went for gene marker tests. While Nicole's BRCA results were negative, Danny's results showed that she was carrying the mutated gene. This disturbed her and the whole family. While her parents and Nicole arrived to comfort her, Andre stood by her side. Monday, January 12, 2025, will likely see Danny agonizing and inconsolable at the test results. With Anita away at the hospital for her own treatment and Vernon by his wife's side, Danny cannot lean on her parents. As such, Nicole will likely arrive at Danny's place as soon as she learns of her sister's news. She may find Danny depressed and will try to comfort her. Nicole will support Danny and boost her up. The upcoming Beyond the Gates episode will feature the Dupree sisters sharing loving and emotional moments as Nicole offers her shoulder to Danny during these tough times. However, Danny can expect her mother to arrive soon to pull her out of her misery. With Danny's marker test result proving her a carrier for the cancer gene, the younger Dupree daughter was miserable. At the same time, her daughters, Naomi and Chelsea, must take their marker tests to determine their positions as well. With Anita unavailable due to her chemotherapy, Andre and Nicole are the two people who will try to comfort Danny. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that Chelsea will likely ask her father, Bill, to step in and support her at such times, particularly as she undergoes her marker test blood work. Moreover, Chelsea may also suggest that Bill come forward to support Danny in her time of need. However, Andre will likely feel threatened if Bill intervenes to support Danny. As fans know, Andre is Danny's present husband and has already declared to Jacob that he takes his marital responsibilities seriously. On the other hand, Bill is Danny's former husband, and she may lean on him for comfort out of habit. This will likely undermine Andre's love and his position. As such, Andre will take offense if Bill comes forward for Danny. He may issue a warning to the attorney to stand by his daughters, but leave Danny for him to take care of. Tune in to Beyond the Gates to catch all the emotional turmoil and drama faced by members of the Dupree family in the upcoming episode. Here's what's coming up on Beyond the Gates for Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. Nicole spirals, while Jacob and his dad have an important talk. And that's not all. Redon's soap opera news breaks down the day's event for you. Anita has just gone through her first round of chemo as she begins treatment following her triple-negative breast cancer diagnosis. She is taking all the necessary steps and trying to stay strong, but another blow is waiting for her at home. When Anita returns from chemo, she learns that Vernon has been lying to her. He told her he had not received any updates about their daughter's test results, but that was not true. Vernon already knew that Danny tested positive for the BRCA gene, while Nicole tested negative. Of course, he only lied because he wasn't ready to tell her just yet. But the revelation is sure to leave Anita even more worried about her family during an already overwhelming time. Elsewhere, the Dupree family rallies around Danny after the news she just received. While Danny is surrounded by support, Nicole begins to spiral as everything starts to sink in. Even with her negative test result, the weight of the situation clearly takes its toll. Beyond the Gates spoilers for January 13th, 2026 also reveal that Jacob and Elon sit down for a long overdue heart-to-heart. The father and son finally get down to business during this emotional conversation, addressing issues that they need to. As for Ashley, things are looking up in the romance department. She is heading out on a date with a coworker, and it just so happens to be Grayson, the new guy on the block. The role is played by daytime soap favorite Jordi Villasuso, and it looks like sparks could be flying. That's all for Beyond the Gates spoilers for January 13th, 2026. Which storyline are you most excited about? Vernon and Anita pay Danny and Andre a visit. Andre yells out how Danny might not be dressed yet, but Anita assures him her naked backside isn't new to her. After their mother's positive test for the BRCA gene, Naomi and Chelsea undergo their genetic testing. Ashley connects with a new beau at Uptown. She asks him about folks tying a knot in a cherry stem with their tongue. New dude wonders if she wants him to demonstrate then and there, but hot in the ass, Ashley wants him to demonstrate back at her place. Leslie and Joey have a tense exchange at Uptown. When Joey exits, he reminds Leslie just how dangerous he can be. Later, Leslie hooks up with Marcel at her hotel and takes possession of his gun, as folks need to realize who Ms. Leslie is. Bill and Haley are hanging at his office. She pushes more tea on him, but Bill says he is refusing any more of her poison. Bill is not thrilled to see Joey show up at his office, but his mood quickly turns as he is intrigued by the reason for his visit. What are you looking forward to next week? Sound off in the comments and watch the video clip below. Nicole comforts Danny when a crisis occurs. Andre takes a stand. Anita is done. Chelsea calls her daddy in for an emergency. Anita returns from chemotherapy to learn Vernon has been telling her lies. Nicole spirals out of control, whilst the Duprees rally around another. Chelsea has huge news for her family. Haley moves forward with her deadly plan. Joey consults with Bill on a legal issue. Leslie's romantic interlude turns dangerous. Danny and Haley butt heads. Ted asks a favor of Eva, which once again places him in Kat's crosshairs. Carlton and Ted have a long Viridue chat. Ashley updates Naomi and Shanice. Ted and Shanice catch heat. Ashley goes on a date with a new potential beau. Derek is unwell with what he sees. Nearly 1 year after its premiere, CBS's daytime drama, Beyond the Gates, has earned its first ever nominations from a major awards body, the NAACP Image Awards. The Procter & Gamble-produced soap opera received 2 nominations at this year's NAACP Image Awards. Hairstylist Wonkala L. Hinkson earned it a nomination for Outstanding Hairstyling, while Beyond the Gates was also recognized with a nomination for Outstanding Drama Series. The nomination marks a historic moment, as Beyond the Gates is the first daytime drama series to be nominated in the Outstanding Drama Series category at the NAACP Image Awards. Beyond the Gates is developed and produced by CBS Studios and the NAACP, in partnership with P&G Studios, a division of Procter & Gamble. The series is the groundbreaking first hour-long black soap opera to premiere in daytime. The creation is the brainchild of award-winning showrunner Michelle Valjean, in association with executive producer Sheila Ducksworth, and is the first new soap opera to premiere since NBC debuted Passions back in 1989. Discussing the significance of the awards, Derek Johnson, president and CEO of the NAACP, said, "The NAACP Image Awards is our declaration to our community that we see you, affirming Black creativity, excellence, and humanity across every space where our stories are told, from film, television, and music to literature and beyond. The voices of all of our nominees tell stories that honor our past, celebrate our identity, and remind us that storytelling has the power to move culture forward." Lewis Carr, president of BET, added, "The NAACP Image Award nominations underscore what we've always known to be true. Our people are the heartbeat of culture. Their creativity, excellence, and commitment to telling our stories with authenticity and purpose continue to set the standard. We're honored to stand alongside the NAACP in celebrating the voices and visionaries who move our culture forward." Winners for the 2026 NAACP Image Awards will be revealed on Saturday, February 28, 2026, airing on CBS. Winners of non-televised categories will be announced in smaller ceremonies taking place February 23, 26. A full list of nominees can be found here. Beyond the Gates Season 1 is currently streaming on Paramount Plus, as well as Pluto TV's dedicated 24/7 Beyond the Gates Fast channel. On Monday, nominations were revealed for the 57th Annual NAACP Image Awards in the categories of film, television, music, literary work, and more. CBS Daytime's Beyond the Gates landed its first nomination in its history for the prestigious award in the Outstanding Drama Series category. They will face off with their fellow nominees, Bel-Air, Forever, Paradise, and Reasonable Doubt. And that's not all. The soap opera also scored a nomination in the Outstanding Hairstyling for hairstylist Wonkala Hinkson and her team. Other nominees in this category included All's Fair, Reasonable Doubt, Sinners, and Bel-Air. The 2026 NAACP Image Awards will reveal its winners in select categories during a 2-hour CBS special airing live at 8 p.m. on Saturday, February 28th, and delayed at 8 p.m. in the West. Winners in the non-televised categories will be rolled out during ceremonies on Monday, Thursday, February 23rd to 26. Soapala Michael B. Jordan also scored a nomination for the main category of the awards overall, Entertainer of the Year, notably for his performance in the motion picture Sinners. He was nominated alongside of Cynthia Erivo, Doechii, Kendrick Lamar, and Teyana Taylor. The Outstanding Talk Show category includes nominations for Daytime's Sherry, Tamron Hall Show, The Jennifer Hudson Show, and The View. They are joined by YouTube TV's house guest, NAACP President, and CEP Derek Johnson, who is also one of the executive producers of Beyond the Gate, said in a statement, "The NAACP Image Awards is our declaration to our community that we see you, affirming Black creativity, excellence, and humanity across every space where our stories are told. From film, television, and music to literature and beyond, the voices of all of our nominees tell stories that honor our past, celebrate our identity, and remind us that storytelling has the power to move culture forward." In the past, performances from many soap stars were included in acting categories, but that has not been the case in the last several years. Let's hope next year brings more acting nods to Beyond the Gates. Previous NAACP Image Award nominees and some winners have included Victoria Rowell, Debbie Morgan, Renee Jones, Tanya Lee Williams, Renee Elise Goldsberry, Christelle Khalil, Tamara Tooney, Carla Mosley, Christophe St. John, Shamar Moore, and many more. Come next month, Beyond the Gates will officially celebrate its first anniversary on the air. The series premiered on CBS in February 2025, and the show has another first to add to its history books. It has been nominated at the 57th Annual NAACP Image Awards in the category of Outstanding Drama Series. Among the other nominees in the category are Bel Air, Forever, Nice, Paradise, and Reasonable Doubt. In addition to its Outstanding Drama Series nomination, Beyond the Gates also earned a nod for Outstanding Hairstyling, thanks to Wakala Alki Hinkson's work. Other nominees in this category include All's Fair, Reasonable Doubt, Sinners, and Bel Air. The NAACP Image Awards are presented annually by the U.S.-based National Association for the Advancement of Colored People to honor outstanding performances in film, television, theater, music, and literature. The awards include over 40 categories, all voted on by NAACP members. Over the years, daytime dramas like The Young and the Restless, All My Children, General Hospital, and The Bold and the Beautiful have consistently received NAACP Image Award nominations, particularly in the Outstanding Actress/Actor in a Daytime Drama Series category. Past winners and nominees include Victoria Rowell, who won multiple times for her role as Drusilla Winters on Y&R Debbie Morgan, who won for Angie Hubbard on All My Children, Renee Jones, who was nominated for Lexi Carver on Days of Our Lives, Tanya Williams, who won for her role on Y&R Tracy Ross, who won for Eve Russell on Passions, Marissa Ramirez, who was nominated for General Hospital, Renee Elise Goldsberry for One Life to Live, Christelle Khalil, nominated for Lily Winters on Y&R. Beyond the Gates leading Lady Tamara Tooney, was nominated during her days on As the World Turns as Jessica, and Carla Mosley, was nominated for Maya Avant on The Bold and the Beautiful. Congratulations to Beyond the Gates on this well-deserved nomination. It's an incredible achievement for a show celebrating just its first year on air, and the recognition highlights the series' strong performances and storytelling. Are y'all ready to go beyond the gates? A new year swept in with revised credits to go along with it. Then there was poor Samantha's innocent clinic idea landing on the desk of Joey, thanks to Leslie, Ms. Thomas wanting her cake, but sampling other cakes, and a probable reason why Ashley sucks at relationships. And while Tyrell's anti-cotillion views were edged out, Anita bumped up Mardi Gras to celebrate her last night of freedom, and the BRCA gene mutation came for one of the Dupree sisters. Let's fill up those 2 scoops and find out what happened inside and outside the gates of Fairmont Crest. I have yet to understand why we've gone in this direction. Samantha, based on the healthcare June didn't get while living on the streets, came up with the idea to create a free clinic. After her congressman dad said that the proposal would end up stuck in red tape if he ran with it, Sam went to Auntie Eva, hoping Leslie could float some of those articulates Benjamins her way. So far, so good. At least until Leslie took the whole thing over and slapped her name on it. Does Leslie have to be involved in absolutely everything? I loves me some Dana/Sherry/Lulu Anna, but until she gets her butt put in a jail cell for a while, I can't groove on her upward mobility. Soap villains tend to get away with figurative and literal murder, I know. It's just bad form in this day and age for even a soap character to be this lawless. And Joey's not wrong. She doesn't care about providing medical help to the underprivileged. Leslie just wants the prestige and to take the credit. Sound like anyone we unfortunately know? At any rate, with some pushing from Vanessa, Joey decided, okay, fine, I'll fund this friggin' thing. Leslie was all ready for hugs, but Joey put up a hand and commanded, "Don't touch me!" I know it's obscure, but all I could think of was the 30th anniversary celebration of Star Trek, where comic dork Dilbert reached for his 7 of 9 alarm clock, and she said, "Do not touch me!" Same effect with Joey piloting the starship. His only caveat was, again after a big nudge by Vanessa, was that the clinic had to be named after Doug. Leslie came down to earth a little bit then, didn't she?